Hi, and welcome to this practice today with me, Bryony, and I'm going to take you through a grounding yin yoga session to help balance out our earth elements. And to do this, we're going to use the positions that the yoga postures, the yin yoga postures that help stimulate the Mulhadara chakra or the root chakra. So if this is, I've specifically designed this if you're in your head a lot and you're like, you've got a little bit of anxiety or overthinking, and you're just like not really trusting your process, which is when you're not trusting your process is one of the feelings that can come from a disbalance in the Muladhara chakra. So we're going to go ahead and start. You're going to need blocks for this class. If you don't have blocks, then use whatever you have, like use a big book, use, I've used foam rollers before, and actually you can do the first posture with a chair. It's also a nice option. So we're going to come around and bring your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. And then I just kind of want you to like spread your feet and massage your feet into the ground and just really feel that like, spreading and grounding of the feet. And just actually just look at your feet for a moment and just see them. Notice that or start to sense that they're actually lifting up. And then I want you to spread them. Like your feet were roots of a tree. And you're just reaching down, down, down in towards the earth for nourishment. So we're going to take a dangling position, and I like to do this with my legs slightly soft. And you might come up high on the blocks like this. This is where you could actually perhaps use a chair. Or if you've got a little bit more mobility, you can come down onto your elbows. Let your head drop down and in. So the head is really heavy in this moment. And maybe even just shake it a little bit from side to side, releasing any of those thoughts that kind of stuck in the mind, releasing the head. Maybe take a yes, a no, a maybe, a figure of eight, just to release that head. And then just take your commitment to our first rule of yoga, which is just to be still. And I want you just to take a breath of commitment to that. So just inhale and exhale to stillness. And then we're going to find our second rule, which is called our edge. So I've made a beautiful video all about the principles of yin yoga, and I'll put it in the description box below. But we want to find what's called our edge. So we don't want to push and force our body into any sort of place of pain or any fiery kind of sensation, because we're looking for yin. Yin is cool, yin is down, yin is soft. And enable to target what we want to target here, we need to relax all of our muscles, which is a yang element. We need to relax our skin, which is also a yang element. So we want to go to what's called about 30% of our edge. So like 30% of our full range of motion, movement. And it's about letting go of the grasping and just grounding into that softness, just grounding into that 30% of your full range of movement. And then when you find that 30%, you start to marinate and you give yourself time. And as you turn in towards yourself, and I want you to start to deepen your breath here. I want you to feel everything dropping down towards the earth. So perhaps you notice that your feet have lifted up off against the ground again, and I want you to spread your feet back down. I want you to feel as if that downward energy is pulling down through the legs. And it's like the thigh muscles, the hamstrings, the calves, and the shins, they're all just being pulled down. And then the top of your head, you let it go into gravity. And as you exhale, it's like it suddenly just got a little bit closer towards the earth.
And all the muscles in the back, they're just melting down the back, down the arms, and down and towards the earth. And just feel this downward pull of energy here. If it's becoming too intense, then I invite you to lift your body up higher or bend your legs a little bit more. Or perhaps you're noticing that the body is responding and you can maybe start to fold and bring the head down a little bit more, and maybe open the backs of the legs a little bit more. But notice if it becomes too intense. Find that edge. And then begin to let everything drop down towards the earth. As you internally reflect here on your breath and your body, notice how there's still more that you could just drop down towards the ground. And just keep inviting this downward feeling through the body. It's natural that the mind is going to think about this and that. See if you can just imagine there's like a little plug in the top of your head and you just pulled it out, and then all of that excess thoughts just move down and towards the earth as well. Just let it go. And then just start to very gently come up to a flat back, bend your legs, press the hands together, and just create a little bit of lengthening through the spine here after that, curling through the spine. And what do you notice here in this moment? Take one of your blocks and bring it down in between your legs. You can stay facing the long edge. I'm just going to turn to face you and sit down onto your block. Now you can do 1 or 2 blocks here. I like to do this on the slightly higher edge. We're going to come into a squat position. I like to do this by bending my elbows and then bringing my hands onto the head just to give the head a place to soften. Turn the toes slightly out. And then once again, I want you to spread your feet nice and wide, and then feel the connection of your mat or the floor, wherever you're doing this, and really feel the feet dropping down in towards the mat. Feel the toes spreading. Or you gripping your feet and just realize in this moment, oh, I don't need to grip my feet, and just let them relax onto the ground. And then allow the pelvic bowl, the pelvis, to be really heavy onto your block. Take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, let that pelvis land into the block. And it's like the pelvis gets wider, the sit bones get wider, and you're just grounding down through the pelvis and the feet. Notice perhaps if that invites the hips to soften. And maybe even you notice that the legs are like, wait, I want to ground too. And so like the muscles, imagine they were just melting down the body. The calves melt down, the shins to the heels. The belly softens, the back softens, the muscles of the back are grounding down. It's like they're melting down your back and just flowing down towards the earth. And that sensation travels into the shoulders, the arms, the neck, and even the mind. And you're just allowing this beautiful
grounding to take place. Every exhale, just allow yourself to feel a little bit heavier. And just following that grounding. A few more big deep breaths here, just allowing the body to soften down. Let go of any grasping, let go of any thinking that it needs to be any different. And just trust the process of the unfolding of this moment. And then gently just start to draw the legs in towards each other. Wrap the hands around your shins and just curl the body in the opposite direction, just creating a little C shape with the other body, just peering in towards yourself. And then lifting up. And then we're going to bring our legs forward. We're going to come into a caterpillar. So bring the legs forward. And you can choose to do this with your feet together, slightly wide, or maybe more of a V shape, whatever feels better for you today in your body. I like to do a little wiggle in my legs and then just let my legs flop. I'm going to start to shift forward. Now, I want you to close down your eyes and I want you to start to bring your body forward. And when you feel your body start to tighten anywhere, it could be the legs, the back, I want you to stay there. So I can feel this already start to tighten in my body. So I'm going to perhaps take some blocks and allow my head to rest on the blocks. Or I can bend my elbows and support my head. Another option is you can put something like blocks or pillows underneath the legs, or perhaps you put some pillows underneath your chest. Find what works the best for you today. And just start to take a big deep breath in. Take a commitment to stillness, exhaling into your edge and giving yourself time here. If you need to make it a little bit more comfortable to be able to hold, then just take any adjustments. And then spread the feet into the ground. So whatever part of your feet you feel connected to the earth, I want you to drop it down, spread it wide. And then feel the calves and the shins dropping down. Kneecaps soften, the backs of the knees soften. The backs of the legs soften, the inner thigh, the top of the thigh and the outer thigh, they all just drop down and towards the earth because they don't need to grip in this moment. They don't need to be scared. They don't need to hold you. They can relax into this moment knowing it's safe, knowing that you're supported. And reassuring yourself of that, you just allow those legs to relax. Let any tension that's pulling you up in the hip sockets, the lower belly, the pelvis, the lower back, let it ground into the earth. Let the earth take it. Feel all the muscles of the back dropping and melting down to the earth with every exhale. Let the jaw soften. And it's okay if thoughts come up. It's part of your process. It's part of what needs to come up to move out to help you find more peace. So let it come up, let it move out. And then come back to yourself, come back to your body, and come back to allowing everything just to be connected to the earth today. Just keep allowing yourself to sink forward and down. If at any point it becomes too much, then just back off slightly and find the edge that allows you to relax. If you notice that as you allow everything to drop and soften and ground, that more space becomes available, then very mindfully move into it. I'll take about 1 more minute here. Big deep breath in, exhaling all the way down and out. And then very slowly, just bring your shoulders back up over your hips. Just take a moment just to feel maybe the blood flowing back down the body, maybe any inner sensations or vibrations. You can take your hands behind you and bend your legs and just take a little arc through your spine. I like to take the blocks and go into a little reverse tabletop after that forward fold. So I'm going to press my feet down, squeeze my butt, and just open up my chest. You can also go down and up dynamically, and you can do this without the blocks. Just choose what feels better for you in this moment. Then we're going to come down, we're going to come around, and we're going to find a rounded child's pose. So bringing the knees in, bringing them down, and then we're going to round our body down into a rounded child's pose. And just let the head drop. Find a comfortable place with the legs. And if this is uncomfortable, you can come onto your elbows and maybe do it a little bit higher. Perhaps you want to put a pillow under the backs of your legs, or just roll around onto your back and hug your knees into your chest instead. You can put a pillow under your head, maybe a block or a blanket. And then just start to, after you've done your wiggling and creating your comfortable space, take a breath in and a breath out for stillness and just commitment to stillness here. And just again, I just want you to invite in this feeling of, with every exhale, you just drop down towards the mat. As you breathe into your body, start to scan every part of your body and just let every part of your body melt down and ground down in towards the earth.
Whatever's on your mind, can you also just let it melt down into the earth? Knowing in this moment you're safe. All the things to do, they'll get done in their own time, but this is a time for you to nourish yourself, to balance your own energies so that you're able to give back to others. So just folding into this self, folding down in towards the earth. And just let everything be heavy. Let everything just drop down a little bit more. Exhaling all the way down and out. And then just start to very slowly peel up through your spine. Keep your eyes closed, your gaze turned within, and just feel this moment. Notice what's going on inside as you just kneel up. Very gently and mindfully, just come around onto your back and just give your legs a beautiful hug in towards your chest. And feel the back of your body just start to ground into the mat. So the points of the back of the shoulders, the middle of the back, the lower back. And then start to extend the legs all the way down to the corners of the mat. So left leg comes down, right leg comes down, and arms come by the sides of the body. Make sure you're warm, maybe put a blanket on, maybe cover your eyes. If there's any problems and it's uncomfortable, you can also try knocking your knees in, your toes in, and your heels out. Take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel everything get heavier and spreadier into the mat. Coming into your Shavasana and letting everything drop down into the mat. Just see, sense, or visualize a beautiful red blanket at the bottom of your feet. And it's like the softest blanket that you've ever come across. And you just start to pull it up over your feet. And it's like every cell, every muscle, bone, tissue in your feet just, they just soften. And then you pull it up through your shins and your calves and your knees. And as you pull it up, everything just softens and relaxes. You pull it up your thighs. And your thighs relax.
your pelvis, your hips. You pull it up over your belly and wow, your belly just softens. As you take a deep breath in, you notice how soft the lower body feels. You continue to pull this blanket up over your chest, your shoulders and your arms. You bring it right up to your neck. And then it just starts to beautifully tuck around you. So you're completely embraced in this beautiful, warm and safe red blanket. And then this hood appears and it comes up and over your eyes and gently just softens your head, your forehead and your eyes. And you just find yourself in this beautiful cocoon of warmth, of softness. And you just let yourself drop into it, knowing you're completely safe and supported in this moment. Start to wiggle your toes. Maybe wiggle and circle your ankles. Circle your wrists. And take a big stretch. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Point your toes in the opposite direction. Draw your knees into your chest and just roll over onto the right side and find yourself in the fetal position and just rest there for a moment. And feel how your body is just completely supported by the earth in this moment. Push your left hand into the ground. See if you can keep your eyes and your gaze turned within as you come up into a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to prayer and just arrive here in your seat of meditation. Feel the pelvis rooting down to the earth. And feel a stillness rise up through the body. And just turning your gaze within and just feeling this moment. Feel any vibrations or sensations. Just let yourself receive. And then bow your head in towards yourself. And I want you to take a moment of gratitude towards yourself. And list something, a quality about yourself that you're grateful for today. And then we're going to find gratitude for the earth. And tell the earth something that you're grateful for about it. And then we're going to bow down to the earth, to this practice, to seal it all in. Thank you for taking time on your mat to join me through this beautiful grounding session. I know that I feel nice and grounded. If you've enjoyed this session, please do like our videos and share them so that we can spread the beautiful healing qualities of yin and sound healing with others. You can also join our Patreon, where we share videos with each new and full moon to balance the energies that really kind of get out of balance under those lunar seasons. Thank you so much.